This is the last part 27 of Federalist number 10, and it's the very short paragraph the short last paragraph, in the extent and proper structure of the Union, therefore we behold a Republican remedy for the diseases most incident to a Republican government. So he says, we talked about why a Republican government, a representative form of government, is better for you than a direct democracy, pure democracy. We talked about the fact that in a republic that people are freedom-loving. With that freedom comes different faculties that people have, the different livelihoods, the different lifestyles they carry, and with that, they will, at the end of the day, end up having different amount of property, different amount of wealth. They'll have different interests, and because of that, because human nature takes over, they will find themselves with groups of like-minded people, and gradually factions get formed. Factions act on passion and self-interest, and in a republic, we can make sure that the faction does not get out of hand, because we cannot help it. Factions will be there. And he says, we will even, in this Constitution, we are going to provide you with an extended republic. Because in an extended republic, knowing that factions take place, we will make sure that there are multiple factions and they'll balance each other out. So he says, we are not going to tell you factions won't take place. People are self-interested. People put their self-interest ahead of the public interest. And because of that, it's better to accept that factions will take form. And it's a good thing for us to have different factions cancel each other out. Whether these factions are based on religious sects, whether they're based on whether the manufacturers have got together, whether landed people with a lot of land have formed a faction, whether it's the people in the South that their whole livelihood is based on slavery and having enslaved people. So these are all factions. And in an enlarged republic, you'll have these check each other out and maybe bring stability to the government. A government that will look for the long-term interest of everybody rather than short-term interest of everybody. A government that does not allow, if in case in one state some faction takes over and violates the rights of the minority, the other states will keep an eye to make sure this disease does not spread. So this Constitution is going to be a cure for this disease. And the last line of Federalist number 10 says, and according to the degree of pleasure and pride we feel in being Republicans, ought to be our zeal in cherishing the spirit and supporting the character of the Federalists. So basically here, he's complimenting themselves, and then he's also telling people that they should be proud of themselves if they become Federalists, if they look expansively, if they look at themselves as part of this federal union, rather than being short-minded, short-sighted, and just consider themselves to be citizens of one state, which at that time, majority of people did. Majority of people thought they were just citizens of one state. So I hope the same thing happens for us. We people of different countries. I hope we start looking at ourselves as human beings first, being people that are people of one state, and that's the state that is this planet Earth, with multiple counties. Those counties are what we call countries now. And I hope that we can start thinking about the future of ourselves, the next generations, and the health of our home, this beautiful planet. I hope we start thinking long term rather than short term, allow human beings to live to their full potential, because we are not right now. We're not right now at all. We're looking at human beings as numbers, somebody that governments can tax and not return anything in return other than war and distrust. So we will continue with Federalist 11 in the next section.